My name is Elizabeth Deanna Morris, and I write poetry. First book, I remember my mother reading to me a lot. Probably the first book I remember her reading to me is I'll Love You Forever, or Love You For Always, I guess it's called, which is about that creepy mom that like sings to her son even when he's like an adult and like breaks into his house and stuff. But I mostly remember that one because my mom would always cry when we made her read it, and we didn't get it. We didn't understand why she was crying. The first book I really remember loving was probably the Oz books or the Little House on the Prairie series. Oh, this is hard. I'm gonna break somebody's heart. My favorite poetry teacher is Carla Kelsey. My favorite writing teacher is Carla Kelsey. My favorite English teacher is Randy Robertson. And my favorite philosophy professor is Lisa Skatulski. But I mean, they all lie on the same plane. It's just in like, they teach me different things in different ways. So, well, poetry was the first thing I wrote. I wrote it in the 3rd grade. We had actually, she wasn't that great of a teacher. I found out later she was pretty mean to like my best friend. But she did this cool thing where she had writing workshops 3 days a week, which was nuts if you're like 9. And so I started writing poetry in that, and then I just kept writing it on and off all through high school, and finally started really seriously writing it. And then when I came here, I was in this like mode where I was writing fiction, but that wasn't really where my head was, even though I still sort of stick to like the idea of plot and character in my poetry. I was much more invested in what poetry can do to language, because it's more of a game, I think. When I started writing fiction, I was actually writing, I thought I was writing poems, but the poems were about 5 pages long, single-spaced. And I was also writing like nonfiction too at the same time. And so I've never understood language outside of it like moving around on this circular spectrum. Food. I like so many foods. I really like sushi. Favorite author? Well, right now it's Brian Henry. Process. Basically, I'll be walking around and hear or see something that I really like, and I just keep it inside me until it bursts. And then I write it down. Then I just keep editing it. I recently have decided, or have found affirmation in the fact that we view the whole world through language. I've always sort of felt that way, but never really had any affirmation of it, and because of that, I feel like poetry is really important because it gives us new lenses. It lets us understand that language is a game. Even if, that doesn't mean that it's not serious, but we can play with it. And just like, we can't really, like if we're so serious about life every day, it's just not going to be worth it. I really love the chapbook. It really means a lot to me, and I think that Kill the Cat is doing a really beautiful job at presenting it the way I want it to exist in the world, so that the form mimics the feeling.